How's it going, everyone? Get this stuff straightened out. Good morning. The indices opened up. Miners up and down. Weeks. Bitcoin all the way up to close to 12,000. It's crazy. So what is going on? CIE, CEI. Two different ones. One's been Cobalt. That's the one I was. Chain coming close to 14. That's not good. Some gaps. Let's see if we can find some gaps. There's a gap right there. Watch that one. GOHE. No volume, of course, but I'll watch those. For volume, there's a gap on that one. 136% of that. 120% of his average volume. There's one little gap on the inside there. Watch for the previous breaks. DXR. Through a bunch in here. Riot. I think I mentioned that. I'm looking for a lower high or a double top. Nice gaps off the bottom bounce. There's a gap outside the box there. Triangle. GLBX. Looks good, looks good. 80% of the average volume already. DXR, looking for that one. Still love that Cobalt. Looking for gaps. GOHE, that was the one. Looking for volume. Looks like it's breaking away though. Breakaway gaps on the bottoms. Let's see how we opened on gold. Silver looks really good off that J curve on the intraday charts. It's a 4-hour chart. You crypto? Oh, which exchange is that one? Where are you getting that? Oh, you're talking about the blockchain on the equities? I gotta add a couple of them actually. Hang on. GOHE. No, that was a blockchain. I watched that double time. What was it? GPW. And PTOP, I think it was. Or T. Or P. I can't remember. I hope that's right. PTOP. Nice. A little explosive just because they added blockchain, right? It's like the new internet. Everyone didn't know what the hell was going on back in the internet days. Better get on the train. It's leaving fast. TOP. Get digital power. And the ETF is coming out. Anyone know the ticker on those? Anyone know the ticker on the ETF coming out for blockchain or Bitcoin? Straight out of Mountain View, Silicon Valley. Designs. I don't understand. Digital Power's founded Fremont. I used to run in these hills. I went to San Jose for 4 years in San Jose State. Yep. The XR. That little gap there. Gap on the open. GOHE is gearing up. Let's check it out on the weekly chart. I don't trust these companies. They're just adding a blockchain, but you know, I don't trust any of the cryptos either. So watch for the previous breaks. Looks like we missed that one. Don't chase it. I don't chase it. Feel free, but it looks like it ran too hard and fast. It's going to come back in and sell all day long. Gap there. Could get interesting. Cameco, little uranium. You on the miners. Look at that. Over the 34, back into the 34. Watch for that break. Perfect. Those quick retraces are the best. Watch for the breaks. Use the little gap on the open too. This one's gearing up. Nice volume on the open. S&P up 22 points. Am I looking at that right? What a joke. Hope everyone's making $1 million off of pensions. $401ks or whatever they got going on. No tops allowed. In your bond. Looks like uranium and cobalt. CCJ, DNN, UEC, all the top of the miners list here. Uranium kicked it off this morning. The only one not in the top list is URA. As a percentage gainer, but it's going to break that previous top. Looks like uranium. It's uranium's day today. CCJ, UEC. UEC looks great. Look at that little flat top. DNN. That's my giddy up sound. MC. 122% of the average volume when you open GRMC. I'm not sure. I got URA. I'm not sure. Uranium Energy. Which is my favorites? Favorites what? Out of all the uraniums? Oh, I don't even know. I would follow volume, but it looks like they're all hitting big today. Something's going on. Out of the uraniums, I like the higher risk, lower penny stocks, but that's not good for the rest of society. I would choose the bigger ones if it was me to give a recommendation. URA is 15. DNN, I like that one. I made money off of that the last season. I would watch for a break on that. It's got a nice chart on the long term. Right, I would choose the long-term charts. That DNN looks like a nice break. Monthly chart. Ooh. UU already up 17. Same thing. Watch for that break on the monthly chart. I mean, that's a nice reverse head and shoulders off that bottom monthly. CCJ coming across at 34 on the monthly. This one's the uranium too. It just snuck up behind everybody. Looks like everything on uranium just boom. 10, 12, 15%. URA, I think that's the ETF for that. Probably the safest one for everybody. And then, DNN, probably no. I don't have a good chart on GVXXF. I think it's a new issue. So I always jump on those penny stocks. So URG, look at that one on the bottom. Which one is my favorite? That's a terrible question. They're all good. Something happened. Anybody know? Is there a war? Just like on the brink? That's when the uraniums usually run. Anticipation of war. There was one, forget, but it got delisted. I think. Gold silver opened down. I was very hopeful for this break here. DDX off the bottom. Everything's on a tether. Anything could just happen and break down these miners, but then uraniums are popping. That's a really tough question, Maria. UEC is probably a nicest chart, obviously. I like that flat top. DNN has a nice chart on the monthly. That already broke. Watch for previous breaks on that. Nice inverted hammer, came back into support. Watch for the previous candle break. Yeah, you follow that wick up all the way up. Make sure you're breaking into previous lows. Very close to the 5 mark. But yeah, you can see it turning the corner as it pops. Came back into support for the inverted hammer, knocking out the bottom. Nice volume on that. Gap and fill. It's not all the way filled yet, but it's at support. No volume. The ones that are at the end of the patterns never have any volume anyway, so. Someone knows something. I mean, look at the volume on that thing. Last week. Vroom, vroom. Previous breaks, little inverted hammer here. Take out that hammer. Stay above previous highs. Gonna follow that wick up. Marijuana, huh? Smoke it up. Smoke them if you got them. Yeah, missed that one. Just $1 late. Just a shy late. That's something just happened all of a sudden on that one. Watch for the pullbacks. The only reason why marijuana is illegal is because of hemp, industrial hemp. It'll damage the oil industry, the textiles, paper. I wish hemp was legal, state, nationwide. All these corporations would have competition again. You got to bring back competition somehow. If they made it legal, hemp would be a much bigger market than marijuana. I think it was one of the states, not Kentucky. I think it's Kentucky. I can't be for sure. But anyways, distribution alone, not just from farming and blah, 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 distribution alone was going to create for the state like 90,000 jobs. That's distribution. Talk about bringing back jobs. Oh, hemp. The reason why marijuana is illegal is because of hemp, industrial hemp. The whole reefer madness, the whole propaganda machine against, all the. I think reefer madness was the story about the Mexicans coming up from the border and were raping white women, all bugged out on goofballs. But it was Dow Chemical and the paper industry that were the lobbyists against hemp, against marijuana, making it illegal. And then once marijuana was illegal, then they said, well, hemp has to be illegal because it looks too much like marijuana. So we're just going to throw it in the same basket of illegalness. And then whenever you can see that throughout, whenever farmers want to lobby to start farming for hemp, the DEA shows up. And even though you can't get high from hemp, the DEA would convince the court or whatever's going on that it looks too much like marijuana and we can't do this. There's no way possible to keep control of the marijuana and hemp separate. It's a big joke. I mean, Henry Ford knew about hemp, and he made a hemp car. If you want to look that up, a hemp car, and they drove it around. And then when they came around in the commercial or whatever it was they're filming, took a jackhammer to the hatchback, and the jackhammer with a full swing just bounced off, no scratches, nothing. Stronger than steel. Yes, but see, you have to get a license. What is this? All this crap? They're regulating it so that they're protecting their little buddies. Dow Chemical and the paper industry, numerous industries now. Yes, I want a hempcrete. I do. I want a hempcrete house. I do. I want one of those. Some lye and some hemp. Mix it all together. It breathes. It's better than the regular old concrete. Hempcrete. Yep. If they made it legal, I'm gonna go buy 40 acres and grow hemp. because it's going to be huge. This is bullcrap. You need a license to grow some plant. It's absolutely retarded. Can't believe we all go along with this crap. You know, license to what? Grow a plant? Hemp. Industrial hemp. You can't get high from it. Why do you need a license? Retarded. They're protecting the seeds, huh? It's for your protection. Well, if EOS makes me $1 million, maybe I'll do that. This is gonna pop. Not much for volume, but NXC. All uranium's still holding. Pretty good. Looks like a nice start of the week for uranium, so it's a good watch to take control of all these uraniums for the rest of the week. Still waiting for that cobalt. It's gearing up, it's ready. Got an inverted hammer off the last Friday. I would say 60 and above on that cobalt. NXC. Got some wave resistance at 280, so watch that pop into 3. Giddy up. Boom. This one has a 500% of the average volume already. Looks like 60-minute chart's breaking. Consolidated already. It already ran once. So it looks like it's going to continue. Nice consolidation off that 60-minute chart. Did you know that hemp seeds are 90%? No. 50%, 53% protein. Hemp seeds. You can't find that in nature anywhere except for snake venom. Snake venom is very poisonous because of all the protein in it. It's a shock. You can't find that in nature anywhere. 53%. It's very good for you. The country used to have hemp cereal. We used to eat hemp every single morning for breakfast. Some crazy evil shit is going on. And it's time that we all wake up to the fact that we are these little guinea pigs, slaves for these psychopaths. Now we're finding out that it's probably one of the best treatments, CBD oil, treatments for cancer, all these other ailments that people are having. It's just absolutely crazy. Following along what these people are telling us. It's time to wake up, people. You want to be a slave the rest of your life? EYEG. That looks like a nice little popper coming. Watch for the previous breaks on EYEG. Yep, you can live off of hemp seeds. Yep. Like I said, the reason why hemp is illegal is because, or the reason why marijuana is illegal is because of hemp. Hemp is the savior. Just imagine everyone growing hemp. You can make resins out of it. BMW, the side panels in BMW vehicles, that's made of hemp. The resins are very strong. Everyone's like, oh, you get a paper or plastic at the grocery store. And then when you choose plastic, everyone looks at you like, you're destroying the environment. Well, why not make hemp plastic bags? It's biodegradable. We're absolutely, we're killing ourselves listening to these people. The story goes, we're lied to the most out of all of the world, next to North Korea. Imagine that. The most lied to people in the world, next to North Korea. We're all asleep. NXC, NXC. I don't know. I'm tired of being a guinea pig. Tired of being a slave. I wish it wasn't so. The rude awakening. There's two of them. BTCS. Yeah, over the 34, back into support, crossing over the 34 again. The bullish retrace is complete. Take out the hammers. Watch for the previous high here. Should gear up. I think they're all BS. BTS. See. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I don't follow fundamentals. I'm sorry. I used to. Until I figured out, oh, these people are just trying to sell you something. So they're obviously going to lie, embellish. MXC is gearing up. Low volume poppers. Is there I didn't know there was proper etiquette to being a slave. MXC coming off the bottom there. The only reason why I woke up to the fact I'm a slave is because the IRS. And they come knocking on your door and saying, hey, you owe us money, and there ain't any money to give, then you know what a slave is all about. But unfortunately, you have to go through some hard times and have an example for your life before you finally realize something ain't right. Something ain't right around here. Something evil is going on. Very evil. Something certainly ain't right. Hopefully we get some tax cuts. I'm self-employed, so it's very tough. I looked at somebody posted on Facebook or whatever a little tax thing that estimates your tax savings for the new tax plan, and my standard deduction doubled. So I hope it's true. Before I was working 2 months out of the year for the government, and I don't make a lot of money. Self-employed, anything I make, I reinvest it. So it's not like I'm a big, you know. I hope it's true though. I hope I stop working so hard for the government and get nothing back. Hang on, I gotta let the doggy out. And I think that's why I like Bitcoin so much. Since the IRS, I took my money out of the banking system because the IRS just supposes, it's their money. It's not your money, it's their money, and they'll just take it when they ever please. And they snatched about 10 grand out of my account one time because I just got paid in a real estate deal. Imagine waiting all month to get paid, and then the IRS takes it from you. And then you call them up and say, hey, how am I going to pay my car payment, my rent, food? They're like, oh, we don't care. It wasn't your money in the first place. It was our money. Then the bells go off. You cannot put your money in there. It's not yours. So, I'm not saying cryptos are any answer, but allows me to hold my money like gold and silver. Anywho's, I hope we all wake up. We can all be really rich, wealthy people. We are slaves right now. We are groveling. Please, massa, let me pay less taxes this year. Anyways, I'm not in trouble with the IRS anymore, but I certainly do not have a bank account, credit cards, or any of the sort. The only thing I owe is my student loan. And years ago, I called them up and said I'm not paying them because they lied to me about the job market. Oh yeah, going to be so much more better off if I got a college degree. What a bunch of hooey. LTC. I love it. I used LTC over the weekend to transfer some money really fast because I got in that trap before. I was using Bitcoin to transfer, and I got caught. 14 hours I waited for Bitcoin to transfer. LTC, I did it in like, it must have been at least 20 minutes from one exchange to the other. And I imagine that on a good day, it would be almost instant. Here we go, a little breakaway gap here. Watch for the previous breaks. Low volume poppers. LTC, ETH, BCH, BTG. Look how Dash just took off. That was a huge breakout for Dash. I wouldn't chase that right now, but what a wonderful chart break. EOS, I've been in EOS at the bottom. You know, I was buying this thing all the way in. I'm very happy with my results so far. I bought it, the low I think on EOS was 65 cents or somewhere. It just broke $4 yesterday. It came back in for retrace. So I'm very happy, very happy. Hope I make $1 million. But yeah, Litecoin gearing up, had a nice run into 100. And look at these. Look at these miners. You know, miners sipping on the bottom here, just on a tether, ready just to break down on a load. Someone's just gonna dump it. Some banker commercial banker acting as a market maker. Need to bring back some regulation for these big old banks. But no. Better get your vaccines. Chain dug on its lows again. Look at the dump. See it? Damn. Breaking previous lows. It's going to be tough. This thing is breaking previous lows. Tough. I mean, it's just a joke. I told you that reverse split was going to kill it. I told you. Everyone's like, oh, they need to do it to do this and do that. I'm like, no, it's to dilute the damn thing. And whoever heard of diluting a derivative? This is absolutely retarded what's going on out there. Yeah, I way oversold is an understatement. All this is manipulated. I absolutely hate it. It irks me. I want free markets. $14's got a whole little emotional spot there. EYEG. EYEG. Building, building, building. GBLX has 450% of the average volume. The gap percentage was 16. Nice gap and run. No. Watch for the breaks. Sure you hold support. Boom, 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 boom. MXC, GOH, what was that? GOH. What was it? Where did it fall off to? GOHE. I like that one. That's a global payout, that little Bitcoin payment system. I like that. It's more my style. Little high risk penny stock coming off of a break. What do you guys think? What do you think the best range in stocks are for percentage gains? What do you think? The safest, the less risky, the better percentage gains price range. I mean, this GOHE is a very high risk penny stock. But what do you guys think? Obviously, the penny stocks are way too risky for the average person. There's no wrong answer. It's just give me your best guess. What price range is the safer, better percentage gains on average? Don't leave me hanging. Like 3 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20 price ranges. What do you guys think? Below $1? Nobody? I think 5 to 10 is the best. Price range 5 to 10, you get the best pops over 5 into 10. That's my preference. Yeah, but penny stocks are too risky. I'm saying, what's the better average? The less risky, the higher percentage gains. I think that between 5 and 10 is the best average price range you should stay in. It's safer. You still have the good pops, percentage gains. And better volume. Better volume. I like the 3 to 5 range too. But because I'm a fanatic about risk, I love those little pennies, those little penny stocks. I love the risk. It's that emotional tie to the risk factor. I always get drawn in to the penny stocks. Don't follow my lead on that. Stay to the 5 to 10 range. 3 to 5 maybe. You'll do better. Less risk, better average, same percentage gains. No, maybe not the same percentage gains, but still really good percentage gains. But if you had a bunch of money and you want to even keep safer, then you choose those longer term ones. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though 5 to 10 is a really good range to stay in. Those $10 pops, those big emotional pops, where the big bankers are all lined up, clamoring for a little piece of the pie. Nice open, no follow through. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Monday morning pops. Yeah, no follow through really. JNUX still on the bottom, struggling. And just feels like it's just going to break on through. Absolutely no strength at the bottom. So let's just recap and see what's going on. Yeah, daily strong, but that monthly is just a trap. So I'd watch the dollar. Maybe another retrace back into resistance. Looks like it's going to happen that way as the daily looks like it's popping off a higher low base into previous lows across the 34, into that monthly retrace resistance. 18 points opened up. S&P. Looks like the VIX is still at the bottom, waiting for the turn on these things. The Zero Hedge put out a big old article on blow off tops. So I think he's in the camp that this is going to somehow do an exhaustion move. And we'll have to see in the next couple days and then the end of the week whether it closes all the way back in for a nice reversal. Watch for the previous breaks on oil for continuation. Natural gas still struggling off that power break. Boom. Back into support, higher low. Over, back under. Oh, I was very hopeful on gold and silver on the open. Very hopeful. Crushed. Gold silver ratio topped over 78. The high on the gold silver ratio best buy was 84 up here. So it looks like it's coming back. Silver is going to be like the best buy ever. Could even break out. Look at that long-term chart, gold silver ratio. It's crazy. What if that broke out? 120 ounces per 1 ounce of gold, that would be sick. It's already the best. Well, gold and silver are probably one of the best buys out there. That'd be crazy. Something to watch for. All the miners on the floor. AG, USLV, HL. Still struggling to make a return. Uraniums are all up. EOS is going live, everybody, all right? It's going live soon. I think it might even be live. It's very close to being live. It popped out last night. Came all the way back in. The double back retrace. Now it's doing it again. Back and forth, pop, 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 pop. This thing's going to go to $4 or $5. We'll see what happens when it gets to 5. This is per Bitcoin EOS. EOS per dollar. It's the one I'm talking about for the $5 hit. You can see on the open what a $5 hit would be. 420 all the way up to 5. That $5 break is going to be huge on EOS. A good double, triple. I betcha. I betcha. Lots of big boys on this one. Lots of hype going around this one. EOS is supposed to be the Ethereum killer. And I guess the other one was NXT. Not sure about NXT, but something woke this thing up a few days ago and gave notice to everybody that it's a competitor. Boom. And I think my client Jasper caught that. I was in it, but then I'm like, no, I'm an EOS man. That's blasphemy. I'm not sure about NXT, but there's a lot of big boys on that one too. Watch for the retrace. Look for the continuations. They're Bitcoin. Look at that J curve. Whoa. Bam, bam, bam. A lot of hype over the weekend. Bitcoin's in a bubble. Bitcoin's in a bubble. Well, it doesn't matter if it's in a bubble or not. Because if it does collapse, there is a half a dozen cryptos that will take its place in an instant. And odds are Bitcoin is not going to stay on the top forever. So watch for the top pattern. Top pattern is forming. Let's see if it busts out of there or comes on in. I like to see it breathe a little bit. But it's certainly consolidating, not a bubble. Big difference between a consolidation and a bubble. If it was a bubble, this would not, that first turn at the high, when it came down, it would have bearish retraced back into resistance real quick, dead cat bounce, and blew over. And it would have kept going down like huge if it was a bubble pop. What I made a comment over there at iGold. I was all pissed off about the bubble talk on Friday. I told the guy his analysis is incorrect. He said, if you're going to make a comment like that, tell me why. I said, if you don't know why, I cannot help you. Aren't you the professional advisor? Anyways, he had a big old hype propaganda machine piece on Bitcoin being a bubble. And in technical analysis, if you make a call in anticipation of something, it's the same as being wrong. That's not how technical analysis works. It does one thing and things happen that way. If it breaks the top, prices go higher. You know, if it breaks down previous lows, it breaks down for another measured move. Well, this guy was saying, "Oh, it's a bubble; it's going to pop." Blah blah blah. But there was no reversals. There was no. He did the video on what was it, Thursday? The weekly candle closes on Bitcoin on Sundays. So I was just like, "You're wrong, dude. You have no evidence. There's no reversals. It's consolidating. It's got higher lows. This is retarded. It could be a bubble in the future, but you're early. And in technical analysis, if you're early making calls like that, it's the same as being wrong." So I was, and besides, he kept saying, you know, he doesn't own any Bitcoin. And he was just being apologetic that, you know, he hopes it keeps running. I was just like, you're an establishment gold cartel fixer company. Your whole business model is surrounded by price fixing. And you're coming out saying stuff about Bitcoin that you have no clue what you're talking about. I was just furious. Anyways, people like that are a dime a dozen. I mean, his video is really good. I'll give him that. He's smart, but you can't make calls like that early in anticipation. If it breaks down, it takes another leg down and breaks previous lows, the long-term chart, it can go all the way, coming down all the way into 7,000 and bounce off of support. So that's what I like. That's what I want to see. I want to see some kind of consolidation into support. I don't see that either. It acts like it wants to keep going. It blew past 10,000. I got to go. So keep your eye on EOS. It's going to make me $1 million. It's going live. And believe me, I don't have a lot of money in there, but it's looking good. I'm already doubled, probably tripled my money on it. I'm feeling really good about it. Daddy needs a new monitor. I need more real estate for my videos. So EOS is my savior. Maybe one day I'll buy a house with EOS. But anyways, I gotta go. I'm running late already. Appreciate you guys. Every day's a little interesting here. Watch for those previous breaks. We talked about them. Watch for those blow off tops in the indices. Oil is still moving up. Watch for natural gas to take off. What else? Uranium. Yeah, keep on those uraniums. Something. My miners list is stacked with uranium all the way up. URA, DNN, UEC, CCJ, this little penny stocker, GVXXF, UUUU, and I think the bigger ones are down below here. URG, they're all pumping. Something's heating in the uranium market. Uranium is a very small market, so. But anyways, thanks for coming by. Please like, comment, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be soon enough that I'm not going to do videos on YouTube anymore. Every day is a struggle to monetize. They do this little trick where, well, for instance, the first hour of the day on the stock market open sets the tone for the rest of the day. Well, YouTube does that same concept. They demonetize your video from the start. And so you don't get credit for the first, hour when everyone watches your video. It's a very nice scam they got going on, where you have to argue with them, and then a week later, when it comes back on, no one watches your video at that point. So you don't get credit, you don't get nothing. There's this scam. The pay-per-click scam is coming to an end. I want to see it because they're a bunch of evil pricks. Censorship and all this other. It's backfiring on them already. The pay-per-click scam is already people pulling their ads from them. Procter and Gamble is the big one that pulled all their money from the pay-per-click scheme. Anyways, I'll see you guys. Tomorrow's another day. I'll see ya.